Let's go live to Las Vegas. That is where Coach Steve Fisher is standing by. Coach, appreciate the time this morning. I know you're busy. Thank you for being here.
Hi, Scott. Happy to be with you.
Yeah, happy holidays, Coach. How's things going?
Everything is good. We are getting ready for 2 games in 2 days, so, business as usual for the Aztecs.
Yeah, Coach, this morning it's reported in the newspaper that DJ Gay's got the flu. I know you've been dealing with that on the team. How's DJ doing?
DJ says, I'll be okay. Right now, he's not like Chase Tapley and Kawhi Leonard were, so we're hopeful that he will be able to play. Yesterday in our workout before we left, he started feeling bad. We sent him to the doctor. They gave him some medication, and we were just kind of watching him carefully. He did not practice yesterday.
Coach, these couple of games that you got coming up here, it's interesting to hear you talk and see your quotes that, you're just needing games. Can you just explain to people, because I don't really understand it either. I mean, as you're building a schedule, is it really that hard to find people that want to play you?
Well, schedules are built. They're unlike football where they're built years in advance. But obviously, you have to have a schedule before you start school. And we were down to the wire. We were in session, still trying to finalize our schedule. That's kind of where it came for us. We had great difficulty in scheduling games this year. The first time ever that we have really, really struggled to get people willing to play us, home and home. And what we did with this event, and this is just 2 games. We're playing 2 games. It gives us the opportunity for next year to now go back, and we've got 2 more games that will probably be a little easier to schedule next year because we're losing all our seniors. But this is something that, there are these guys out there to make a buck, and there are like 8 or 9 teams here now. There's an exempt event, which I don't want to get too complicated, that's going on here, which includes Akron and Rice and Stetson and Arkansas, Little Rock. There's a women's tournament, an exempt event, including Cal and several others. And then we're playing, as you know, San Francisco and IUPUI for a second time. So I did it because of A, it was close to home. B, it filled out our schedule. C, we thought that these games would be good for us, competitive. Early on, there was talk that it was going to be a made-for-TV event where we were going to be playing South Florida, Mississippi State. That never materialized, and this is what we have.
Yeah, and the organizers of the event up in Vegas say, Coach, that they hit the jackpot. They got lucky because now all of a sudden San Diego State's number 7 in the country. What's it like for you to be sitting in front of the television, assuming you have a few minutes to take a break, and you see the scroll on the bottom of the screen, and it's Duke, Ohio State, Kansas, UConn, etc., and at number 7 is San Diego State. I mean, there's all the name brand schools of college basketball, and there's San Diego State at number 7.
I told our team that same thing. I said, we're the only interloper. We're the only, I used non-blue blood, and they looked at me.
What does that mean, Coach?
Who's playing who's in the top 7. It makes you feel good. But it also lets you know that when we play, they're going to be talking about it in the locker room in San Francisco, again at IUPUI. And we will have to be on our best behavior, and we'll have to play and play well. So it makes us feel good. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. It would make anyone feel good. It makes our fans feel good. But coaches are smart enough to know that if you don't really get excited and ready, you could get bumped and thumped. And you know that, Scott. You know that better than any radio personality going because you played the game. And you know how fragile and how thin-lined it is between victory and not winning.
Well, I also know how when you're 18, 19, 20, 21 years old, how easy it is to get caught up in the excitement. And on the other side are a bunch of guys who say, hey, we can make our season. I mean, just as an example, I mean, there's all this talk about the UConn women and this winning streak they're on. And tonight they're playing Florida State. Now, I don't really follow women's basketball, but it's a huge deal. If I'm the Florida State side of things, I'm trying to sell it on, hey, you can make history tonight. And that's what I'm guessing San Francisco's coach might be selling when they take on San Diego State at number 7.
Well, I know that they will be excited to play us. We showed our players part of the game when they went to a very, very good Louisville team. They got down 12 or 13 early, and they were 1 point behind at halftime. They played Washington, and they started the game in their spread offense to kind of minimize possession. So they're not going to be afraid of us. They've played good teams. They have a young team, but they have a team that's got talent.
Coach, these are exciting times for the Aztecs for basketball and football. There's a really interesting article today in the LA Times where, I mean, can you imagine the LA Times sports section essentially says, and they've got quotes from DJ Gay, and they talk about how Kawhi is there, LA-type kids, that San Diego State has become the place to be. Can you imagine in USC and UCLA's hometown, their paper is saying San Diego State is the place to be? That's just an amazing story this morning.
I have not seen it. I felt like it was going to be a positive article with a person who came down and visited to write it. So I'll have to have somebody pull it up for me, take a look at it. When you win, everybody jumps on board. That train gets filled in a hurry, and hopefully we can stay that way. I know what it does is it creates an impression and a perception that, hey, let's take a look at them. There's no question about that. That people say it doesn't matter whether you're Southern California or other parts of the United States. I guarantee you, when it comes across the scroll, other people are saying just what you and I talked about.
Absolutely.
But it's good. It's a good feeling, and I'll tell you this, and you've been there. If we get a recruit, if we get a young prospect to come down to San Diego State and watch a game in that environment, to see those fans, if you're not going to get excited, then you don't have a pulse, or we don't want you anyway.
Right. I mean, when there's 12,414 rocking in the Viejas Arena, it's as good of an environment as there is. And Coach, one of the other interesting things, as you read this article in the LA Times this morning about San Diego State, they talk about how the Wooden Classic has kind of lost its luster. And to me, as I'm reading the article about how you were having a hard time scheduling games and the Wooden Classic isn't what it used to be, I think to myself, why not take USC, UCLA, USD, San Diego State? Why not put everybody together in Anaheim and play a great event like that?
You know what? You are multitasking right now. Let's get the event going. You can be the promoter, and you can probably make some extra cash.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Off the record, Scott, we talked about trying to get into that event. We played it twice. We were begging to play UCLA in that event this year, and for whatever reason, they chose not to play us. They played, as you know, BYU from our team, and unfortunately for our league, good for UCLA, they beat them.
Didn't want you guys there. We know why they didn't want you there. Doesn't take a genius.
I don't know about that, but it goes all hand in hand with the first question you ask about difficulty this year in scheduling.
Yeah, exactly right. Hey, Coach, good luck up in Vegas. Can't wait for you guys to get back. You guys play today is Tuesday. You guys play Tuesday, Wednesday. Will you be back for the Poinsettia Bowl?
I'm going to be there. I'm excited about it. We're coming back Thursday morning, and Angie and I are going to the game. Our whole staff's going to go, so we're very excited about it. Yeah, we'll probably wind up catching up to you there, Coach. And good luck in these next 2 games, and we'll see you out at the Poinsettia Bowl between SDSU and Navy. Should be a great environment. Yeah, I'm sure it will be. Good luck to Brady and the Aztecs, and hopefully we'll come home with 2 victories. But we're going to have to come out and compete and play, but we're excited. All right, Coach. Thank you very much for the time this morning. Really appreciate it. Thanks, Scott.